Today we're going to talk about a rye whiskey that I think is truly going to impress you and one that you probably didn't even see coming. That we're going to discuss here today on the My Bourbon Journey Whiskey Review channel. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. So as you can see, we are talking once again Still Austin. This is going to be their spring of 2025 straight rye whiskey release. And I'll tell you what, this is one of these brands that when you're talking about the state of whiskey, you have to 100% get behind. They do absolutely incredible things, and John and everybody down there, I mean, what it is that they do is really second to none. I don't even want to, pigeonhole and say just, Texas. They are doing absolutely incredible things in the world of whiskey, period. So we are going to tackle today their newest, or like I mentioned before, their spring 2025 straight rye whiskey release. And this thing, I think, as you'll see as we go through it, is going to be one incredible whiskey and one that I think you're going to really want to hear about today. So let's go ahead and kind of talk a little bit about this one and really what this has to offer. So again, I had mentioned Still Austin Straight Rye Whiskey, 100 proof. It is 100% Texas-grown rye that they use for the mash bill, and it is aged 4 years. So we're getting a little bit older in that Texas whiskey kind of category. So these, I mean, as you'll see, that color is beautiful. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, break this thing down, nose it, taste it, and really let you know, is this a whiskey that is a must-have, that one that you should have, at your bar. So let's go ahead and kind of not waste any more time and dive right into the nose. Boy, so like right away, the amount of spice and cherry, like a cherry pie, a cherry Pop-Tart, cherry strudel, tobacco notes, beautiful, beautiful nose, like right out of the gate. It does have a little bit of that herbal kind of characteristic that some of the Texas ryes are kind of known for. Again, this is 100% rye, so you're not going to get away from, really there being a heavy rye, influence technically. So, I mean, again, you're going to get, with the combination of the heat and all of that, what all of that in combination, really leads to is exactly what it is that I'm nosing in this glass right now. Absolutely incredible baking spice on this. A little bit of that rich or like a burnt honey, that barrel influence, that char is really kind of starting to play a role in this. A lot of heat, a lot of barrel interaction, a lot of that influence that's there. They have a lot of work on their hands to make sure that these things don't really get away from them. So, John and his team do an incredible job of making sure that's really not happening. You get this, essentially this perfect like whiskey experience with this thing. And you want a rich whiskey that gives you a lot of flavors, a lot of characteristics, rich character to it. Look no further than Still Austin. A little bit more of that mint starts to come out, mint chocolate chip, maybe a mint, I don't even want to say mint chocolate chip like custard. It is a very rich nose so far. It has that smell with the richness that this has. It has more of a feel that you would get from a cask strength whiskey, without there being, any water added to this. It is very, very rich on the nose. Yeah, I think you even get to the point where it has a little bit of that kind of pastry feel. There's a little bit of a decadence that it has to it while still maintaining that overall richness with those heavier kind of fruit notes, mint chocolate chip kind of custard, that cherry strudel, a lot of stuff really going on. I mean, for 100 proof whiskey, I mean, I'm describing this thing like it was a cask strength, rye whiskey, but it is not. It's 100 proof and is an absolute monster on the nose so far. But rather than waste any more time, let's dive into this thing. Let's get into the palate, see exactly what this thing has to offer. Cheers. Man, oh man, if this is what springtime in Texas tastes like, sign me up for this thing all day long, because at 100 proof, which I don't even know how they're getting that kind of flavor to be in that 100 proof category. I mean, to really sit down and think about this thing, it has so much going on. I think, again, oftentimes, or like I was getting on the nose, that rich kind of pastry, cherry pie, cherry strudel with maybe some of that kind of like vanilla custard is there. That mint chocolate, feel is there. Incredible baking spice, just incredible spice overall to this thing. All packed in this 100 proof whiskey. This is kind of a tough one to dissect, because you're trying to kind of put or wrap your mind around the fact that all of those flavors are coming from a whiskey that's 100 proof. And not every day, I would say, do you find this kind of richness, great mouthfeel, good texture, but all of the flavors that are there don't often come in a whiskey that's 100 proof. These are usually flavors that you find in something that is more of a barrel proof. So, I mean, already that kind of comparison is already a great sign of where this whiskey is kind of going. And just the recognition of what this whiskey kind of represents for the state of Texas, or the rye category, overall, says a lot about what it is that John and his team are doing there at Still Austin. So let's kind of dive into this thing a little bit more and see what it really has. Absolutely love the oak, love the spice, love the fruit, love that kind of cherry pipe tobacco notes, the decadence, the savoriness of this thing. It has so much going on for a 100 proofer that I would say this to me, like right now, if you're able to get this bottle and add this to your bar, you will do yourself wonders. Trust me on this. This is a whiskey that I think a lot of people need to not only try, but appreciate for really what it is. At 100 proof, you in all honesty shouldn't be getting these kind of flavors out of a whiskey. It is, mouth coating, creamy. It has all of the characteristics of what you'd expect to get from a barrel proof, all packed into, that 100 proof point. So, man, I'll tell you, this is one incredible whiskey. Now, I don't even want to just say a 100 proof whiskey. It's one of the best 100 proof rye whiskeys I've had. I don't want to say ever, but maybe. It's tough because, man, this thing is packed with flavor, packed with richness, and again, everything that you'd hope for in a 100 proof rye whiskey. And really, for that matter, I don't think many people are going to expect what this thing is about ready to hit you with. So I will say this: if you can find this new 2025 spring release of their 100% Texas straight rye whiskey, do yourself a favor, pick up a bottle, sip on it, try it with cocktails, do whatever you want with it, because it is one of the more special, let's just say 100 proof rye whiskeys that I've had in some time. I mean, what I've described, has really truly elevated what this whiskey is within this bottle. So, again, I had mentioned, if you can find it, man, buy this thing, because it is an incredible whiskey, period. I mean, man, the beautiful baking spice that this has, that mint chocolate, all those kind of fruit notes, tobaccos, leathers. Man, I'm talking about this thing like it was a cast strength rye whiskey, and it's not. It's at 100 proof. this thing should not taste like this. And it's ridiculous that it does. And it's just a testament to what it is that they are doing, the whiskeys that Still Austin is pumping out. And with that being said, man, I'll tell you from a selfish standpoint, I can't wait to get back down there to Still Austin from a mash and journey standpoint to do a pick of a cask strength rye whiskey or something, because this thing is a monster. Again, even at 100 proof, and I hate even saying 100 proof, but that's what it is. It is just a great rye whiskey, period. You know, the more that this thing sits on the palate, a lot more of that honey, sweet tea, that kind of burnt brown sugars, like a burnt butter. There's this just overall richness that this thing has. And I wish I could give you a taste, you know, through the camera here, but even better, you can go and find one of these bottles. And if you do, I think you're gonna really be as impressed as I am with this thing. So again, we're talking about Still Austin, their spring 2025, you know, straight Texas rye whiskey. Man, I'll tell you, I don't really have anything else to say on this thing. Just go buy it. You'll truly enjoy it. It is an absolutely fantastic rye whiskey. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Let me know your thoughts on Still Austin, you know, as a whole. If you're able to get this newest release, you know, are your experiences similar to mine? I can't imagine them being, you know, much less. It is just an absolutely fantastic rye whiskey, and one that I think, you know, you guys are going to truly enjoy, hopefully as much as I am. So again, leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts overall on Still Austin as a whole, and specifically this bottle itself. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Greatly appreciate it as always. If you'd like to follow me, you can on Facebook and Instagram, those places at My Bourbon Journey. If you'd like to help support the channel and become part of the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, which I'm sure we'll have one of these coming before too much longer in 2025, hopefully. You know, make sure you check out that link in the description below, that down there with a lot of other great things for you as well. So there you have it, the Still Austin 2025 spring release of their straight rye whiskey in a nutshell. So I appreciate everybody tuning in as always. And remember, it's about the journey and not the destination. Cheers. We'll see you in the next video.
I've been feeling myself. I've been trying to keep it all on track. I can tell you took your time. I've been thumbing through your gram like that. Bring my energy back. Girl, you're something like the sunlight. Girl, you're something like the sunshine.